here it is. Oh my god, this is so super cute. I just wanted to do something a little different on one of my regular ladies. So I was just randomly searching and I found like a little Pusheen cat. And my lady loves like witches, stuff like that. So yeah, in January she's going to have a bit of a Halloween themed set nails. But she loves green, she loves little kittehs, and she loves witches. So it felt right. So I've prepped her nails. I've removed the previous set down to a thin clear base. I've then prepped the natural nail, and on every nail I come in with a thin clear base. On that first nail I came in with that gorgeous green. I know green isn't everyone's cup of tea, and I'm just looking through my drawers now because I can't remember what it's called. Where's it gone? Is it that one? Yeah, it's Judy, and that's a Hazel Dixon colour. So that's from her leading ladies. And then on the ring finger, I'm coming in with the Glitter Fairy Chameleon Flakes, and these are Christa. Now you need a teeny tiny amount and they go a long way. So I'm using very small beads of clear acrylic, dabbing them into the flakes, popping it on the nail, and then just pushing around with the tip of my brush. I'm really sorry that this film, it's not in the, it kept going out of focus. I didn't realise. I'm sorry, you still get the gist of what I'm doing. And when I do the artwork later, it is back in focus. Then I'm going back to that little finger and I'm going to cap this in clear acrylic. And then going on to the middle finger, again applying a thin clear base, doing the same on the index finger, should I say. And then creating a full cover pink nail on that middle finger. And then using that Judy, that gorgeous green, it's like a leaf green, getting out a nice cuticle line and then blending down the nail. Then I'm going to go back to that Chameleon flake nail and I'm going to cap this in clear, and then I'll cap the index finger in clear as well. on the thumb, doing another nail of full Chameleon flakes. Then I'm going to file these in, so I've included some of these in some of the filing in the video for you today, guys. So filing in around that sidewalls, free edge, getting that nice shape, checking those lower arches, and then going around that cuticle area, blending it in nicely, and then doing the body of the nail. And I do the exact same thing on every single nail. Okie dokie, so now we're on to the artwork and we're back in focus, huzzah! So I'm going to start with the hat. Whenever I'm doing freehand work, I tend to choose a part of the design and start with that and then work up and down from it. So with this one I thought I will start with the hat. So I'm going to do the brim first of all. Like with previous freehand work, I'm going to do it slightly off centre because it looks better rather than having them trying to get them perfectly in the middle of the nail. I'm using my Glitter Fairy detailer brush and I'm using my HD Pro art paints. Then coming in and drawing little ears. And then I'm going to do the peak of the hat. Now whenever I do freehand, I like doing it with gel because it's easier. You can cure as you go along. So if you make a mistake, you can just wipe it off and go again. And as long as you've cured all the other bits, you're kind of fine. Cure as and when. So if you're really happy, if you've done the hat brim and the ears and you're like, yep, that's perfect, cure it now. And then you can keep adding on to it. I'm relatively confident that I can complete the design I want as I go along. So I cure, like I'll do a load of it and then I cure. Whereas if you're not so confident, just do a few lines, and as long as you're happy with them and you're confident that the design can move around that, then cure as you go along. So just adding on the little hat band and a little buckle. And then I'm just going to flash cure this. So I only do a 30-second cure. I don't cure for the full 2 minutes as I go along. I'll just do one big cure at the end when I finish the design. So now I'm going to do the sides, like the body of the little Pusheen Kitteh. As you can see, I'm just moving my hand up. Basically what I've done is I've got a picture in front of me that I'm working from. I find it easier to just kind of go with it and fit it on the nail. But it all depends on your best way of drawing. So you can break images down into grids and then draw grids on your nails and stuff. There are apps that can help you do that. So you can put a picture and it'll draw a grid and then you just draw the squares on the nail and then you go from there. Something that, you know, used to do that in art at school. So that's one way of doing it. I've forgotten the word for the grid. I can't remember. Anyway, so I was unhappy with that line. So I'm just coming in with a bit of gel remover and just wiping it off. And it really is as simple as that. And because I've cured the hat, I'm not worried about smudging that. I'm just coming in, getting off that excess, and then I'm going to redo that line. Then adding in the tail there, and then I'm going to cure this outline. Okay, so once that's cured, I'm then going to come in with my paint. So I've mixed this paint up. I used the Tiffany colour with a bit of white and a teeny tiny bit of black. So I wanted a slightly darker colour, but then also more pastel-y. So always add teeny tiny bits when you're mixing colours slowly so that you don't waste too much of your gel. I've come in with just a normal gel brush there just to paint the majority of it, and then I'm going to come in with my detailer and just crisp up those lines, making sure it's nice and tidy before I then cure this. So when I'm colouring in, I tend to do a colour at a time. So I do all the green bits, and then I'm going to do all the purple bits with the hat, then cure it, and then I go from there. So I can clean my brush off in between each colour, and we're not going back and forth, back and forth. So if I started at the top working down, I'd be going purple, green, black, all over the place. So if I fill in all the green bits, then all the purple bits, and then it's easier to keep your brush nice and clean. Then when those bits are all cured, I'm then adding the final bits of decoration. So this is when you add like the markings of the kitty cat, his little mouth and eyes and stuff like that. So I'm just adding these all in now. And then I'm going to do the whiskers, and then his little tabby spots. So how I've created this green is in the corner of the palette of the light green used to do the body of him, I added a tiny bit more black, so it then became a darker green, and I created the rough shape with my dotting tool, and then I'm just tidying it up with my detailer there. Just tidying up that black outline there because I've gone over a bit. And then when I'm happy with the design and I've done full cure, so I've then left it in for 2 minutes, I'm then going to apply a matte top coat to this nail. So I think the freehand work looks so much better matte. I think shiny, it doesn't always look right. So matte top coat on this, and then I've done shiny top coats on the other nails. One of the other nails as well, so one of the green ones, I applied a pigment to, so I'm only going to cure that top coat for about 10-15 seconds so that it's almost 100% cured, but it's not so cured that it doesn't grab the pigment, if that makes sense. So on this now, I'm using the Holographic Chameleon pigment. So this has got a chameleon flip and a holographic shine to it. It's just got everything. And this is Gaia. This is the most gorgeous kind of green finish. One of those that's so difficult to photograph, but obviously in the on the camera you see the effect this gives. It's so pretty. And then I need to double top coat that, obviously because I've used a pigment on that nail. I also, on the other hand, I did not try and do two little Pusheen Kitties. That would not have happened. Freehand, I can never do two things the same. So I then put little 4-point stars on the other hand, and I used colours that I had used in Le Kitteh. And there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. I pushed myself to do a little freehand. If you have any questions, comments or requests, pop it below. See you again soon. Bye.